Alright, so in today's video, we're going to talk about secret buffs that you can get in Where Winds Meet that will give you pretty significant buffs, starting off with the bathhouse buffs. Now, there's a few different ones you can get, and the most important one I want to start off with is one where you can increase your endurance, and you can increase your or reduce your jump endurance cost, allowing you to jump quite a bit more, which is really nice. So, for this buff, in Kaifang, you have the Song Bathhouse for the ladies, and you have the Fragrance Steam Haven for the men. And it's based on your character, so your character's gender, so male or female. And then you have the Unified, or the Unisex Bathhouse up here. This has a different purpose, we'll talk about that one in a sec. But these two here both have the same buff, but you need to go to the respective one based on your character. Once you go inside, you can talk to the NPC. I think I can turn my UI on here. And you'll basically just go through the notions of the UI. And when you get up to the pay the fee, you might not have this all-in-one go option yet. You will need to do the pay the fee or just the normal 10 trade coin one 4 times. So after you've done it 4 times, keep doing the prompts basically 4 times. It'll say, hey, do you want to extend your session? Something like that. Do it 4 times, and after that, it will give you the maximum buff of 50% reduced endurance cost on jumping and increased endurance. And then you'll unlock the all-in-one go, which allows you to just do it really quickly without having to go through 4 different prompts and give you the max buff. This is the exact same way it works at the men's bathhouse as well. Let's skip through the UI. It takes a little bit, around 30 seconds or so. And it's basically, you just hit whatever one you want, and it'll give you the buff. It lasts 30 minutes, and it's very beneficial for PvP. If you like running around in the open world a lot and jumping a lot, I highly recommend it, as it really does reduce the jumping cost a lot. I think it's just a good buff to always have up, especially when you're at the end game. I think it's a pretty solid AFK spot. And we can, I guess, talk about the other bathhouse, the unisex one at the top. This one, it's at the, I believe, the Velvet Shade, right? Yeah. So this bathhouse up here, I'll quickly show the buff, by the way, so you can see the buff down here. Reduces the endurance cost of jumping by 50% and increases max endurance. The max endurance cost is not, the max endurance increase is not 50%. It's a tiny bit, but it's worth it. The main thing here is the jumping, which is really, really nice. But yeah, up at the top here, the Velvet Shade bathhouse, this one provides a different buff. Instead, it will give you an HP buff. I don't think these can be stacked, so I personally would go for the endurance buff. Simply go to the Velvet Shade bathhouse, and you'll sit in the bath for, I think it's like 5 real minutes. So this one takes a while to get, and it lasts only 30 minutes as well. So it's a 5-minute downtime, 25-minute uptime. I really don't recommend this one unless you really want to. I just don't think it's worth the time, and that's only around 2000 HP. So you go in here, and you have to wait for this bar to go up 3 times to get the maximum buff. And as you can see, it's very, very slow. I just don't think it's worth it personally. I think it's much better to just basically go to the other bathhouse and get the endurance one. But yeah, that's up to you, right? And that's one of the small other buffs you can get. The next most important stat increase besides the bathhouses is Constitution. Constitution is a stat that you will get from outpost first clears. I don't think I have any first clear outposts left. No, I don't. But they will give you basically a stat called Constitution. Yeah, so this is kind of annoying. I haven't done any here. But if we go to, I believe, Develop, and then we go Details, and then we go, I believe, yep, so Constitution here, 134. So this is a first clear reward from Outposts. It also comes from wrestling, so it's worth doing your wrestling mini games. And this is important for equipping gear. It is one of these stats that's actually required to equip gear, rather. So if you look at my sword here, I did get a decent roll, mind that. But if you look at the gear here, it says Constitution required 40. Now, this is relatively low right now. But as we progress late game, and especially when we get the new DLC areas or expansion areas, updates with Hex C and things like that later down the line, it's going to be very important that you get the Constitution as high as you can, because the cost is going to go up a lot. And after Constitution, the next sort of secret buff is Oddities. Now, you might already know what Oddities are, but if you don't, there is a vendor in Kaifeng called Melodies of Peace. And there's also one in Qingxi, which I believe is up here. Nope, it's down here. These are basically vendors that you'll hand these small butterflies into that you collect, or insects rather. I think I still have a few left because I've maxed out with some extra or some left over. So if I go develop, I think they are in one of the bag tabs. I believe it's in this one, actually. It should be in this one somewhere. Yeah, so I've got a few of these insects and twigs and things here. You'll collect these, the little black butterfly icons you'll see on your radar, and you'll pick them up. You'll hand them into these vendors. The ones in Kaifeng, you'll hand into this vendor up here. The ones in Qingxi, you'll hand into this vendor up here. The most important thing that I can actually go and quickly show you about these vendors is they give very important buffs for pretty much all parts of your character. There's some very noticeable ones that I want to point out for in-game grinding that'll buff you long-term, will really help you out long-term as you play the game, and I'll get them as soon as you can. Now, I know a lot of you probably already know about this, or probably already have them complete as well, but I think it's important to point it out, as we do have a lot of new players, especially with mobile, joining us. So we'll go over to this vendor, we'll submit Oddities. You can see that I've fully completed it, but these give a lot of buffs. You get HP, you get some cosmetics from it sometimes. You get increased rewards, being some of the most important ones here. So 20% chance of obtaining additional gear. You notice that this is relatively low level, but takes what? It's same in Kaifeng, is what I'm trying to say. So there's one for this in Kaifeng that will be for the high difficulty. When we also get new zones down the line like Hexi and the Hell, etc., it'll sort of be the same system. You'll need to collect the oddities and hand them in that region to get the buff for that region's content. You get attack damage buffs in here, vitality being the most important one. This is used for our mystic arts. Alongside that, we have endurance as well, being extremely important. You even unlock entire mystic skills through this, and that's how it will be in the future as well. You get damage in PvE, more HP, physical defense, physical in ways even, I believe you can get from this. It's very important. You want to make sure you're doing your oddities, collecting all of the oddities in the entire map so far, so Qingxi and Kaifeng. It takes around, give or take 3 to 4 hours if you have a reference map up, which I will have linked in the description. Now, the next most important, I guess, buffs, it's not really hidden though, it's not really a secret, is boss talents. Now, I don't actually have boss talents that progressed myself, but I should be working on these because they are extremely good. So all of these give you unique titles, and once you've done them all, you get a really cool unique title as well. That's permanent too. It's not seasonal. But completing these challenges will give you tokens, unlock tokens, to basically increase your damage and rewards against bosses. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different, like, I guess, buffs here. And the most important one is basically extra loots. And this is the most important grind of the whole thing. So as you can see, I have the extra loot from Heroes Realm Reward 2. And I really should be focusing on getting other ones here. And there's an ultimate reward once you complete it all that'll give you the title. I don't know if it gives you anything else. It might. But yeah, the title is pretty cool in itself. The buffs obviously being really important for the extra loots. This one gives us extra achievement stones. This one, I believe, gives us, 20% chance at extra gear, plus 10, so 30% extra chance at gear. So I'd highly recommend getting these as it's going to benefit you long term. And this one's the same. This is, 10, 30% as well. So I believe that is all of the buffs. Like, we can quickly cover food buffs as well, but you guys probably already know about that. That's pretty standard. So you go cook, and you have one food buff at a time. You can only have one. I usually go for HP if I'm doing PvE. HP if I'm doing PvP, and then I go for attack if I'm doing PvE. So I believe these are the two highest tier foods we can get right now. As you can see, I don't even have them unlocked myself. But yeah, these are the two I'd recommend. And then for manuals, which are like, I guess kind of like your other consumable, these stack with your food. You can only have one scroll and one food at a time. I recommend the endurance script. I think it's this one. Yep. So it reduces the cost, endurance cost of dodging. And no, that's the wrong one. Sorry, it's endurance recovery and chi recovery. This one's especially strong in PvP. I highly recommend it in PvP. You can get away with like probably dodging maybe in PvE though. You can use whatever you want, really. There are ones that increase your divine craft, which is like your fire sword enchantments and things. I don't really recommend those at all. But yeah, I think these two are the best two, in my opinion. But yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to talk about today's video. Some of those secret buffs, notably being those bathhouses, giving that endurance cost. As you can see, I can jump quite a bit more. It barely tackles my endurance now. Previously, when you don't have that buff, you'll notice that your jumping costs a lot more. So you'll be able to jump around twice as much without having to regen, which is quite nice. I also hope you noticed the new quality of the videos. We've switched to 1440p recording now, which is really nice for just that general quality. And I think for YouTube as well, it ups the quality or the encoder it uses. But yeah, hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.